Well, everybody, I'm back, and are you ready for your world to be shaken and shifted so that you can really just align yourself with who you are and what you can be, do, and have? We got a young lady on here today. She's a baller, y'all. And I've had so many people tell me how she is one of your favorite guests. Dr. Barbara Jones Franklin is back in the house. I'm just going to give you some general things about who she is. She's a educator, administrator, a powerful leader. She's a teacher. She's your inner glam coach. She's a digital creator. She's an ordained minister. She's been in ministry for 25 years. She has such wisdom and knowledge about spirituality, how to merge spirituality, God, and science, and she's going to break it down for us today. So, Dr. Barbara Franklin, welcome back to the Law of Attraction Radio Network.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
What, guys, she's busy. She got a lot going on, and she took out the time to talk to us. I don't take that for granted. So, Dr. Barbara, tell people a little bit more about you before we get started.
Well,
I
as you
just I
stated,
just gave them the highlights.
well, you kind of hit everything. Being an educator for over 25 years, and the work that I do in ministry, the work that I do uh, merging science and merging spirituality together. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I'm so glad that God has opened my consciousness and my awareness to the beauty of how science and Christianity and spirituality, work together. How it's not separate; it really is one. And then, but since we're one with God, all that God is, everything is oneness. And so I like that. And so the more I learn, the more I grow, the more I can see how it all just works collaboratively. And it's such an amazing thing to see. And it's such an amazing journey to experience. We get to talk about God all the time. We talk about science, but when you actually get to experience it, then it just makes all the difference. And it just opens your eyes to a whole new world.
So let's talk to folk. Okay, everybody wants to manifest in the area of love, money,
Mhm.
what's my purpose? I want to be healed, etc. So talk about manifestation. So what are we going to be talking? I know we're going to be talking about atoms. I'm gonna let you lead off, and I'm gonna follow you. Atoms and the subatomic world and spirituality and manifestation. I'm gonna let you have the floor. Go ahead.
Where we're going to be talking about the seen and the unseen world. We're going to be talking about
Mm.
the invisible. We're going to be talking about the quantum field, the field of possibilities, where everything already exists. We're gonna talk about how to pull from the field, or how to align to the field, how to tune into the field, so that we can manifest quickly. And that, because it's, when we're in the field of possibilities, when we're there, then time collapses, and the wave collapses into the final outcome of what it is that you want. And the minute we make up our minds about what it is that we want, the field goes to work for us. And the energy that's in the field, the spirituality, the Holy Spirit, all of that's energy. It begins to move in a way that will really blow our mind of how things are going to happen. So we're going to be talking about the quantum field, the invisible field, the unseen realm today.
Okay, so let's get right into it because we know a lot of folks been praying. You and I both came from traditional religion, y'all. We have laid hands on people, prayed in the spirit, been praying for years and all of that, and a lot of people
Mhm.
are frustrated. So share with us, what is that seen and that invisible field that's exists in all of our lives? What is that?
Well, I want, in quantum physics, it talks about that matter, the substance of what it is that we want. It's not sitting around as a fixed object,
Mhm.
that everything is energy and everything is moving. And if we look at it through a microscope, you'll see that the text says everything that is seen was not made from what appears. So what we're seeing is not made from what appears. And if you put anything under a microscope, molecularly, once it's broken down, it's moving, it's movement, it's energy. And so in quantum physics explains it, it talks about everything is not a fixed object. Matter isn't a fixed object. Everything is energy and everything exists in a state of potential. Everything has the potential to become that final outcome. And this is called a wave function, and when what it's saying is that every outcome exists in the supernatural.
Mm.
Every outcome already exists. Every what if it works out, that exists in the supernatural. What if it doesn't work out, that exists in the supernatural. Every potential reality already exists there. Nothing is locked in. It's just a possibility until we start to observe it. And it really takes the pressure off of us, Constance, of thinking we've got to do something. It's the quantum, it's the supernatural field. And it's what God has already aligned to work for us that will begin to work for. That's where the atoms come in. And that's where the energy and what we're feeling, because I like how Joe Dispenza says it, that when the mind and the heart are aligned, when what you want, what you observing and how you feel, I say they go into a marriage, that's when the magic occurs. That's when the supernatural occurs. That's when the miraculous occurs, when the heart and the mind are coherent, when they're flowing in sync. That's when the field begins to move for us.
You know, I just love that. So, what you're saying is for everybody who's listening, that everything that we desire, that we've been praying about, that we want to exist, is already waiting for us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's waiting for us to do what?
It's waiting for us to observe it. It's waiting for us to decide what it is that we want. It's waiting for our intentions, our beliefs. It's waiting for all of that to align, because what you believe is your reality. What you
Mm.
believe you can have is your reality. And so the field is waiting. It's because it's a wave now. It's all energy. But when you begin to pay attention to something for a prolonged period of time, then the wave begins to collapse into that current reality. So it takes the pressure off of us doing the work and thinking we've got to be doing something. What we're going to be doing is paying attention to what it is that we want and feeling that we already have it. That's why with God, all things are possible, because every possibility already exists. And I like how quantum physics says every possibility exists in the quantum field because it's already done. It's already there, but it's in energy form. It's in energy form. But when we start to pay attention to it, it collapses into whatever it is that you want.
It
Whether
sounds like,
every,
go ahead,
I'm
Barbara.
sorry, I was going to say every what if. What if it works? What if it doesn't work?
Mm.
What if he loves me? What if he doesn't? All of that is there. So get centered on what it is that you want. And you mentioned love. And the best way to get love is to become love. It's to already have it. It's to already be it. So we're not becoming, or we're not becoming because we attract who we are. So when you want love, become love. Open your heart to love. Know that love is available and that you deserve to be loved. And you are loving. So once you take on that, I say persona, clothe yourself in love, then love must reflect. Because remember, whatever is happening externally is a mirror of what's going on the inside of us. You're actually looking in the mirror. It's reflecting what's going on internally. So when you want love, you don't have to go reaching for it. Become love. Open your heart to love and know that you deserve to be loved. Then the atoms go to work. And that's how people say, I was just minding my own business. And I was on the elevator and he was on the elevator. And that's when it looks synchronicities begin to work and footsteps begin to be ordered towards each other. And all of these, people say, I was on the beach and you can be in just different places. I was in Georgia, he was in California, but a mutual friend connected us. That's when everything just begins to happen, because now you have become what it is that you want. And you're not owning who it is that you want to become. You deserve, you feel love, you're in love, because love is beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's a signal. It sends a signal into the field that you're ready for love. I hope I explained that good.
You do perfectly. So Dr. Barr, when you say the feel for
Uh-huh.
Christians,
Mm-hmm.
is that is that the Holy Spirit? Is that the finished works of Christ? What is
Mm-hmm.
the field when you
When I
say
say
that?
the field, I'm talking about the supernatural field,
Okay.
the unseen realm, the invisible realm, the realm where all possibilities exist.
Hmm.
That's what I mean when I say the field, the quantum field. This is what quantum physics called. They call it the quantum field, but to Christians, it would be the unseen realm
I
because they
got you.
understand that. Uh-huh.
And it's so wonderful how God has already provided us with everything. And I wrote down, you said, what if I meet somebody, the man of my dreams or the woman of my dreams, and I turn out just so happy? Or it can be, what if I don't ever meet anybody? Or
Mm-hmm.
what if I manifest $1 million? Or what if I have to stay on this same job forever and ever? So it sounds like our attention is precious.
Yes, because all possible outcomes are there. Lack is there, wealth is there, prosperity is there. And the fact, Constance, that we're talking about this for the people who will be watching and listening to us, then if it's love that you want, then love is calling you home. It's
Mm,
calling you to your true nature. If it's wealth that you want, wealth is calling you home. If it's health that you want or you need, it's calling you home. Because the fact that we're talking about it is it's the spirit moving through us, and the quantum field is ready to work for us to bring us to our highest and our best good. It's calling us. Wealth is calling us. Love is calling us. Peace is it's calling us home to our true nature, to the true nature of who we are. And the field is here to manifest it. The supernatural, the invisible is here to manifest it for us.
yeah. So talk about atoms. I love to, whenever I'm talking to you, you talk about atoms, I get so excited. You're so brilliant and just know how to break it down. So break it down for us folk. What are atoms and what in the world does that have to do with God, manifestation,
Love atoms.
spirituality?
I love atoms because when I found out that atoms are the building blocks of creation,
Mm,
money, our body, our cars, everything consists of atoms. And I say atoms are the bridge between the seen and the unseen.
mm,
And it's the atoms that are doing the work for us. That's why it's not by might nor by power, but
mm,
it's by my spirit, says the Lord. It's not our work, it's already done. And the atoms work to serve us. And I did a number one time. I just asked, how many atoms are there? And it was 10 to the 80th power. It was 10 with 80 zeros. It's an unlimited number of atoms that are working on our behalf. And they are ready and they respond to how we're feeling and what we are observing. They are responding to that.
mm.
What we're saying, the minute we start talking and we're saying something, they're listening and waiting to respond for us. God created them to work for us, to do the work for us. When you said it's the finished work of Christ, it is the finished work. It's already done. And they know it. And they're sitting around waiting for us to align to the truth of who we are and to the truth of what God is saying about us.
And so listeners need to understand that whatever their dominant thinking, feeling, whatever they are observing and
Mhm.
believe all day long is really creating for them their life. And the atoms are kind of like waiting for us to align. So, okay, what does Dr. Barbara want to do now? And they're
Mhm.
bringing it to pass instead of us having to do all the work.
It's true because atoms respond to our thoughts and they respond to our energy, our feelings, our emotions.
Mm,
They're responding to that. So when you're visualizing, when you say that you want to do something and you're living in the end, then they're working on that end. Whatever that end is that you want, the law of assumption will kick in. The law, you are assuming that you have what is that you say, or you're assuming that you don't have. And they're working both ways because atoms are in the seen and the unseen realm. They're everywhere.
mm.
Everywhere there's space, they're there. So they're working, they're in both realms, they're in all of it. And so that's why it's important. And really, Constance, the work that we do is just the conscious work. It's moving from one state of awareness into another state. And it's to knowing that whatever it is that we want, we deserve to have it. We're worthy of having it. There's no difference in manifesting. I was listening the other day to one of Neville Goddard's. He said there's no difference in manifesting $1 than $1,000,000.
Mm.
All energy and it's all money. But we put so much emphasis on the larger amount. But I have learned through experience that when I make up my mind what it is that I want to do, and I stay in that end of what the law of, I assume I'm there. I see myself there. I'm walking on, I'm opening doors. I use all of my senses. I touch, I feel, I taste. I do all of that. I see. And when I use all of that, it's in a few days, Constance, that I usually have what I say. It doesn't take long because the field collapses time and the wave collapses into what it is that I want. And when I put my feelings with it, it manifests quicker.
So what if somebody is saying, okay, I really want more money and abundance, Dr. Barbara, but it's so hard for me to feel abundant. You said something to me the other day, and I think I was driving. I wanted to pull up on the side of the road. I think you
Mm-hmm.
said believe in the possibility of abundance. Is that what you said?
I
So
said,
for
yes.
somebody who said it's too hard for me to believe for abundance because I've been struggling so long, what would you say to them?
Mm-hmm.
They
Just know,
want it, but they can't feel it.
well, if you can't feel it, it's okay for now, but you will
Hmm.
begin to feel it. Just get an amount in your mind of what it is that you want.
Hmm.
And even just know, first of all, that you deserve it, that wealth and abundance are your birthright.
Hmm.
You came from wealth for wealth and to be wealthy. You came from what, which is God. And all that, since you're one with him, and this is how I look at it. Since he's omnipresent, he's everywhere at the same place. Then I'm omnipresent. I'm everywhere. So I'm wherever money is, I'm already there. And just recently, I manifested a huge amount of money because, and I'll lead them through it. And then just from what I did,
Okay.
Constance, I just started. I said, what would it be? This is all I said. I said, what would it be like if I had just $25,000 right now? I
Hmm.
would be able to do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. So I started to see the money. I started to see money in my pocketbook, money in my hand, and money in my account. I just said that. And then I just started to feel what it would feel like to have that money. I just started to be grateful for it. I said, God, I thank you. I thank you, Father, for this money. I thank you. And I just released it. I just released it. I didn't think about it anymore. And I went on, and I think I was in Nigeria. And when I came back from Nigeria, I had a thought. And a thought came to me how to get that money.
Mm.
And from that thought, in a few days, I had deposited into my account. It was 30,000
Wow.
just from that thought.
Just because our thoughts have the power to bend our and create our reality. Yeah,
Yes,
and so
yes.
Barbara, when you thought about that $25,000, you
Mm-hmm.
saw and felt yourself, let's just say hypothetically, being able to buy what you want to buy. I know you like saying that, do what you want to do
Go where I want to
and
go.
go where you want to go. Is that the feeling that you have detached from not knowing how, and all of the light atoms and all of the atoms begin to align with what you were feeling and believing?
The minute that when I said, what would it be like if I just had 25 additional $1,000 right now? That was the first thought I had. And then I just said, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. Oh, it would be so much fun. And then I just started having it. I wasn't looking, I started having the money. I
Hmm.
started acting like I already had it, that it was already in my possession. It was already in my account. It was already in my purse. And I'd already done the things that I needed to do with it, or that I wanted, what I needed and wanted to do with it. I just started acting like I already had it. Because if you keep looking and waiting, you're going to keep looking and waiting. But when I shifted to that I already had it, then the atoms went to work to make sure I had it. They
I
went to
love
work.
that.
And the idea came to me. I couldn't have thought of this in a million years,
Hmm.
my own. So I knew. And then when I went to sleep and I woke up and I checked my account and I said, this is amazing. This is amazing. I mean, I was like, oh my God, just from there. So I know that what we have now in our accounts, that can change quickly.
So true.
There's, it can change in a moment.
The same thing happened to me last week. I made a
Mm-hmm.
decision that I wanted X number of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and and I just felt led to do one thing. So I went online
Mm-hmm.
and I did that one thing. And for listeners, for me, that was a word from the Spirit. For you,
Mm-hmm.
it was intuition because Spirit knows all things. So I
All
went to
things.
sleep in gratitude. Thank you, Father. I like to say
Mm-hmm.
Abba, Father, because
Mm-hmm.
that just makes me feel close. Thank you, Abba, Father. So, Barbara, when I woke up the next morning and went to
See?
my computer, and you know how you hit your computer, what was on my screen was the amount saying this is X number of dollars. And I just hit accept, and there it was. But I
Mm-hmm.
lived in that. I felt that. And I told somebody the other day, with God, you don't have to have your ducks in a row, according to
Mm-mm.
what man said. All the light atoms are wanting to do something for you. Is that right, Dr. Barber?
They want to work for us. And when you know exactly what it is that you want, then Constance, it makes life so much enjoyable. It makes everything, and one of my mentors says it's the effortless flow of God.
Mm, love
Not
that.
staying up all night. It's not walking all night. It's not crying and begging,
Hmm.
because he's my father and he wants me to be happy. And when I set that amount in my mind, I just knew I had it. I didn't know, I didn't even worry about how. I just went on about my business. And I was in Nigeria at the time that I thought about it. I was coming back to the States. It was a few days after I got back that I had it. Just a few days.
So what's your take on prayer? Asking, believing, and receiving. People who are praying, they're waiting for the breakthrough. And I did that for years, and I'm like, something not right. How could a
Mm-hmm.
loving God be holding out on me and have me waiting for a breakthrough? What's your take on prayer,
Mm-hmm.
believing you receive, and how does quantum physics and all and the atoms align with that?
I believe in the power of prayer, but I
Mm-hmm.
understand the science of prayer, because
Mm.
I understand the law of assumption, that when you are, because the text says, when you stand praying, believe that you have received and you will have it. So you have to believe that you have already received it, which is the law of assumption.
Mm.
It's assume that what it is that you have asked for, that you already have it. And when you assume that position, then the atoms, where all possibilities exist, they're in the field working, begin to work on that end result of what it is that you are seeing. So a lot of time, but because if you find yourself sitting and waiting, you never shift to that you have received it, then you'll be
That's
sitting and
good.
waiting, and you'll say, well, maybe it wasn't the Lord's will. It was his will. He said, I'll give you the desires of your heart. So it is his will to give us our heart's desire. But if we don't shift to having already received it, then you're going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. So I always shift to that I have it, and that I have it now. And then I just allow the atoms to do their work. I don't try to get in it. I don't try to figure it out. I don't try to put my hands in, try to start moving ahead of, I wait to be told what to do, to have inspired action, or I wait for them to perform whatever it is they're doing supernaturally and bring it to me. It's either you're going to be led to it, or it's going to come to you. It's just
That's
that simple.
good.
So the science of it and the law of attraction, the law of assumption, works with prayer, because it works with that scripture. Believe that you have received, not you are receiving, but you have already received it, because why? It's already done. So you can get up and be like, girl, bye, child, bye, and know that it's coming. Just recently, I shared with you when I wanted to go to Nigeria, this last trip I made.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was going to Nigeria, wanted to go to Nigeria, I was going to DC for work. And I made up my mind. I said, I want to go to Nigeria. And somebody, well, why do you want to go? I just want to go because I want to go. Okay. I want to go.
Because you've been 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times this year. I'm just but but the principle is she wanted to go because she wanted to go and was not limited to her
Yes. How many
3D
times I
world.
have been and not limited to what I had in my account. None of
Mm-hmm.
that. I wanted to go. And so Constance, I promise you, I laid in that bed. I closed my eyes and I saw myself in Nigeria.
Mm.
I saw my driver picking me up. I saw my driver driving me. I told him in the car, I want to go to Zenith Bank. I was in Zenith Bank. I walked up to the bank. I know how all of it looks already. How you doing? I was speaking to the gentlemen that are always outside the bank. I went inside, took care of my transit. I did all of that in my mind. I was already there. When I woke up, I didn't wake up in my room. I woke up in Nigeria.
Mm.
When I went to sleep, Constance, I wasn't sleeping in that bed. I was asleep in Nigeria. And when I was packing for DC, the spirit spoke to me and said, while you're packing for DC, pack for Nigeria.
Mm.
And I was packing both suitcases. And I started packing, and I hadn't even bought a ticket. And I had like 8 days to get a ticket. I hadn't even bought a ticket, and I was going to DC. But while I was in DC, as the old folks say, minding my business, a thought came to me. A thought came to me how to get the ticket. And I bought the ticket. Then I called a girl now, because now I got to have a place to stay for these 10 days, whatever many days I'm staying. I called her, and I told her what I wanted, how many days I would be there. And I got the room secured. Then I said, I need a chef, somebody for my food. Cause I like certain foods, but I don't like all of the foods, but I want her to make this on certain days. I called the chef. She said, well, you have to pay 70% before you get here. I said, no. So I sent 70% before I even arrived. And Constance, I had the best time. I didn't worry about anything. From the time I got there, clothes were made for me, tailor made, everything. And it was an amazing trip because I decided, I believed that I had received, and I received.
So, so so sounds like essentially that anybody who's listening or watching can make
Mm-hmm,
a decision. This is
mm-hmm,
what I want, and then begin to assume that they have it because all possibilities exist, and
mm-hmm.
just allow their attention and their feelings and beliefs live and dwell in that possibility, and just be grateful for it, and it will collapse down into the 3D plane of their lives. Is that what happens?
That's what happens. That's exactly what happens, because you have to see it here first. You got to see
Mm.
it here. We want to see it outside of us, but you have to see it inside. And then what you see here will manifest outside. I saw it here. I lived it in my mind. I meditated on it. When I went to bed, I was not in America.
Mm.
When I went to bed, I was in Africa. When I woke up, when I would open my eyes, I closed my eyes again, and I was in Africa. And I was having what I said. It works. It's not rocket scientist. It's not a hard pill to swallow. It's easy to do. And even if you can't see it, just believe in the possibility that you can go to Mexico. Believe in
Every
the
time you
possibility.
say that, believe in the possibility, that's so easy for people.
Just believe in the possibility that you can go to Paris. Believe that you can go high fashion week. Just believe in the possibility that you can go, and let the atoms do the rest. Just believe in the possibility that you're wealthy, that you can go to sleep and wake up to $50,000. You can go to sleep and wake up. You don't have to be calling people and begging. You don't have to do that. No. And it doesn't matter what's happening even in the government. None of that
Expound on
matters.
that.
None of that matters.
Mm.
Because what matters is your state of awareness.
Mm-mm.
That's what matters, is your consciousness. Because the universal laws work for anybody at any time. They're not racist. They're universal principles that will work every time we work. It's just like the law of gravity. If I throw this paper up, this paper is going to come back down. The law of assumption works the same way. It's a universal law. It's a principle that cannot be changed. It will work every time you work it. Anytime you close your eyes, you see yourself. See yourself driving the car drive, the cars I have driven. I have driven those cars long before I had keys to those cars.
So true. Even the house that you live in, and
I
you know,
lived here.
And,
I'm sorry.
everything. I read something this morning and it says nothing outside of you matters.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
like, wow. And when you
They can sign all the legislation, dude. You cannot be moved by any. You think I'm walking in fear when they say, "Oh, the Social Security, this and that." I said, "Baby, God has." I posted on my Facebook page 30 ways money can come to us without us having even worked for it. I did 10 a day for 3 days
give
so
us
that
a
the penny
couple
can
of
go.
those real quick. Y'all, I'm gonna ask all of y'all at the end to really follow her on Facebook. Just a couple of ways that money can come to us, Dr.
It,
Barbara.
it can come through an inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
It can come through a promotion. It can come through a surprise. Somebody could surprise you. It could come through land, property, grants, scholarships. There are many ways money can come. It can come through someone wanting to sponsor you. They can say, I want to sponsor you. I want to sponsor the
Oh,
work that you're
too.
doing. I've seen you. There are many ways money can come to us. And it doesn't have to be for working 9 to 5. It doesn't have to be run. It can come through a contract. It's just
Mm-hmm.
different ways are coming to me now. But I did 10 a day just to open our awareness up of the ways that money can come to us. And
I
I love
love
the
that.
wonderful surprises, the surprises that it can come through.
I love that. And so you just mentioned that everything comes through our consciousness or awareness. What
Mhm,
what what did you mean by that? Because obviously, when you were in DC and you said, I'm going to Nigeria, you had to
mhm,
be in a certain consciousness or awareness to get
mhm.
all of the light atoms to begin to move on your behalf. Break that down. What does that mean?
Where your state of awareness is knowing. It's a state of knowing that
Love that.
you can have what you say. We have to know it everything on the inside of us. And we have to become like little children. You can't be an adult a lot of times when you're learning something new. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you've heard something for so long and it's embedded in your heart and your mind, that's why the text says you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind has to change. You have to get new
Mm-hmm.
paradigms, new ways of thinking, and new ways of seeing things. You have to open yourself up to new ways. And truth recognizes truth. When you hear something, you be like, okay. It bears
So true.
witness to what's already on the inside of you. So that's what the awareness is. You're moving from one level of awareness to another level because we were here and then God is calling us higher. Then you're thinking higher. Like when I learned about the atoms and how they're working. And when I learned that when I say something before I finish it, it has circled Earth 8 times. And that the electrons and the neutrons and the protons, all of them are grabbing it and they're working to bring me to my highest and best good and to bring it at its highest and best good to me. And
I love
so
that.
when I learned all of that, it made prayer so much better, so much fulfilling to know that part of it. You don't have to know it for it to work though. You don't have to know it. It
So
will
prayer's
work.
not begging. Y'all want to hear something
No,
funny? My eyelash just came off. If you watching, so I'm just putting it on right. And we
that's
can laugh
okay.
about that. We can laugh
Yes.
about it. But,
Yes, it's
but
okay. It's okay. Because it's
and,
so pretty. Remember, I told you before you started. Your
yeah,
lashes are pretty.
you know, and so we're not begging, we're not pleading, we're not, it sounds like we are aligning.
We're aligned. We're tuning in to what's available to us, and we're realizing now that we can have
Mm.
it. And we deserve it. You can
Not
have it.
based on our behavior.
Not based on our behavior. No, because Constance, I have a son, and I'm gonna use
Mm.
me as a parent because God's our parent.
Mm-hmm.
He's our father. Okay, and so my son never had to beg me to eat.
Mm.
He didn't have to beg for me to take care of him. He didn't have to beg for me to take him to school. He didn't have to fast for me to feed him. So if my own son, how much more will my heavenly father do for me?
Yeah. Ugh.
And he doesn't want me begging him to eat, begging him for something.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my son, I asked even now, he grew up thinking, he just asked, he's not even afraid. If I say, don't ask me anymore, he's coming back. He's coming back. Mama, mama, mama. So yes, he didn't have to beg me to eat. He didn't have to beg me to clothe him, to take care of him. And so if your people are listening, when we shift our mindsets to an abundant God and know that God is not outside of you,
That's so
he,
big right there.
he's inside of us. It says there's one Lord, one faith, one baptism. There's one God who's Father over all and in all. He's in all of us. So since he's one with me, all that he is, I am. And
Mm,
he says, I've given you keys to I've already given you power and I've already given you. So the kingdom of God is on the end. That's his royal rule and reign is already on the inside of me. Royalty is already here. Elegance, luxury.
hmm.
That's what I'm seeing now. Elegance and luxury, beauty, refinement, polished jewelry, just everything. And I say if unbothered, once you become unbothered, people who are unbothered, Constance, and we talked about some people on yesterday. People who are unbothered are people who already know the final outcome is always in their favor.
Uh, that's
They're not paying
good.
attention to appearances. They're not paying attention to what's going on. They're not paying attention to what's in their pocketbook. What do they have in their account now? Because they know that's subject to change at any moment. They're focused on the final outcome. And they're not the righteous folk. They're not who we would think are the blessed people, but they get what they ask. They get what they say because they know the final outcome is in their favor. They're not worried about bankruptcy. Even if they filed it, they'll say, I'll come back again.
Yeah,
I'll get money
so
again.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So a listener just decide what they want,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that all possibilities are waiting for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then begin to feel and see and know that they already have that, whatever that is, that extra $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
And do they do that every day? What would that look like? What happens when their mind goes back to, oh my God, but my electric bill? What would that look like?
Mm-hmm. I never worried about it. Once I said what I said, I became unbothered by it. That
Ah,
amount. I became unbothered. And when you're unbothered, you're not oblivious to what's going on around you. You know what's going on, but you don't allow it to shake your faith. You don't allow
so
it to steal your joy.
good.
You don't allow it to control you. But what you do is, I just relax. I knew, Constance, it was coming. I didn't know if
Hmm.
it was going to come all at one time, if it would come incrementally. It didn't matter to me, but I knew I had it. And I walked like I had it. I dressed like I had it. I moved throughout the day like I had it. So even if the electric bill and all of that is due, don't pay attention to it. It's just a smoke screen for now. And I'm not saying don't not pay them if you have to call
Mm-hmm.
them for an extension, but I'm saying enjoy what you know you're gonna get and
So
what you
true.
have. Stay there and the joy of that. Don't focus on the focus on what that you have, what the amount that you say, and then the atoms will speak on your behalf for that bill.
I
Maybe
love
call someone
that.
to pay it. It could be canceled. We're stressing over something that we don't need to be stressing over.
Yeah, so good.
I wouldn't pay attention to that. I
Oh,
would focus only on what it is that I want, and I would feel that, and I would move in that joy, that unspeakable joy, the joy of knowing you got it. And it will
mhm.
change that light bill. That picture must change if you stay in that law of assumption.
That's so good. Anything else you want? It's just mesmerizing. It's so filled with hope. It's so filled with effortless receiving what's already ours. It's
Yeah.
so filled with sharing and showing the love of the Spirit of God for our lives.
Yes. It's what he wants for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the peace that passes all understanding. It's when you should be worried about that light bill, you decide you're going to be at peace.
Mm.
And I wrote down something for it.
Okay.
I wrote down something I didn't want to forget. And I said, don't let the senses fool you.
Ooh.
Don't let the five senses, don't let that light bill fool you. The unseen is always working.
Mm.
It's deeper than logic. See, logically, that light bill wants you to focus on it, but the unseen is deeper than that light bill. It's wider than vision. It's wider than what you can see. So we have to trust what the eyes can't see. Like I couldn't see visual, physically Nigeria, but I could
Mm-hmm.
see it here.
Mm.
I could see it here. And I say that because I have gone 5 times in 1 year.
You have.
And I've talked about, you know how much a ticket costs to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know I fly one way. You know, I don't do all that up and down, up and down. You know where my
Mm-hmm.
seat. So, but the joy of it, Constance, I would buy a ticket today and go if I weren't working.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know God will honor my going. I would do a ticket today. And people, I wouldn't spend all my, that's you. Why you want to go over that? That's me.
Yeah. The Bible says, what would make your joy full?
Yes, it makes my joy full. Yes. And he wants our joy to be full.
Mm-hmm.
He wants it filled with joy. And when we relax, and when I said, don't let the senses fool you, don't be moved by appearances.
Yeah, that's good.
And I want to say too, even don't be moved by the calendar. It should have been done by this month. I
That's
thought it was going to be
good.
done by this day. Don't even be moved by the clock, the time, the age. Don't be moved by any of that.
Mm.
Don't be moved by the circumstances. Know that the law of assumption will work for you. And know that there are 80 zeros after the 10 raised to the 80th power of atoms working for you,
Every
working
time you
for me.
say that, it makes me want to scream. That's amazing.
You know how many atoms that is? That's an unlimited number of atoms God created to work for you
Mm.
that are assigned to you. One person for love to be, for you to be loved and have the mate that you deserve. God is orchestrating all of that through the work of atoms.
Mm-hmm.
They're working for us. They're doing work that you couldn't even begin to do. And you don't need to do. We just need to relax, breathe, let go, relax. And I've had to learn that because I'm a busybody and I'm a taskmaster and I'm a hard worker. I'm
Mm-hmm.
used to moving. You know that, Constance.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm a baby boomer. Baby boomers work. So it took me a minute to relax and to breathe and to trust the process. Trust and let the atoms work. Trust and let God be God.
Yeah.
I'm his responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
He's responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I learned to allow blessings to come, see, I had to allow that money to come. I had to open myself up to it for it to come to me, or I could have resisted it.
Mm-hmm.
But the freedom, because with money comes freedom.
Absolutely.
So I was in the freedom of having it, not waiting for it. I was in the freedom of having it and having it now. That's where I lived. Though, and constantly, it was just a few days. It didn't take but a few days.
I love that.
Not few months, few weeks, just a few days. From the
Yeah.
time I said it and I got back, the thought came
Mm-hmm.
to me what to do.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. So, Dr. Barbara, I want you guys to follow her. I mean, you produce you're a powerful digital creator. You produce some powerful stuff. How can people follow you? I want all of you guys, as soon as you hear this, let's go viral with her and just go and start following her. What are your platforms and how can we find out where you are?
Well, on Facebook, I'm Barbara Jones Franklin. That's my Facebook. Barbara Jones Franklin. And Instagram, I'm Dr. BJF 1913. Because I'm a Delta.
I think there's some of her sorority stuff that she just threw in
Yes.
there. Mm-hmm.
Dr. BJF 1913. That's Instagram. And so I can't remember my TikTok. But
That's
anyway,
okay. But
I know
guys,
those.
follow her, and she's going to be writing a book. I'm just prophesying over you because it's
I
in you.
appreciate it.
Maybe, I don't, you might even have started that. You've got to write a book because your wisdom and with your background, being
Mhm.
in a non-denominational church and all of the stuff that we experience, and then you're being able to just expand yourself to spirituality and science and the science of prayer. It's just amazing. And and I know people are searching for that because what
Mhm.
they've been doing isn't working. People are tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of fasting, tired of waiting through that breakthrough. It is not the will of God.
No, no, it's not. And if we would just stay open, I preface breathing. Just
Mm-hmm.
breathe, relax, drop your shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
release the stress, release the worry, release the anxiety, and open your heart to receive the blessings. Believe in the possibility. Just believe in the possibility that you can have what you say.
Wow.
Just believe in the possibility that you're already healed.
Mm-mm. So
Just believe in it.
good.
Believe in the possibility of love. I know
Mm-hmm.
you've been hurt. I know you've been through some stuff. I know you were a victim of circumstances or whatever, but believe one more time. Just believe in the
Yeah,
possibility of love. Love will be,
I
it'll come
love
knocking.
it.
It'll come knocking. You'll have to make a decision which one you want.
That's nothing but the truth. Dr. Barbara, thank you. I know
Yeah.
you've had a busy week,
Oh,
guys,
please.
but she is really using her gifts and talents for us. I'm so appreciative. You guys, I'm going to have it in the description of how to really follow her. Share this with one other person that you know. Let's go viral with this for her. And thank you so much. What you want to say, Barbara?
One more thing, Constance, for anyone who emails or who signs up, joins my Facebook page. Remember those two pamphlets I did?
Uh-huh, remember that.
I will email those pamphlets to them.
Okay.
The law of
So you're gonna get the pamphlets are on what, Barbara?
the one was on the law of assumption and the science of prayer.
Oh, and they are so
I did
beautiful,
those. Mhm.
beautiful color, and she breaks it right down so that you can really understand and experience that. We just don't want to talk about something. We want to experience God,
Mhm.
experience life, experience ourselves. And
And
I'll make sure
I
all
do
that's
have
in the
something for
description.
children too. Yeah, I will send it to them once they sign up on the page. I'll mess inbox them and then I'll get their email address. I'll send it to them.
Okay, which page are they signing up on? On your Facebook?
Facebook page.
All
Yes.
right, everybody. She has goodies for you, free gifts that you can take and immerse and saturate yourself in this wisdom. Allow the spirit to just envelop you with it. You know how you have an envelope and you close it up? I love that one of the science Dr. Bruce Lipton said, become enveloped
Yes.
by what you want. You close up an envelope, saturate it, and immerse yourself in what she says. She sent them to me. I'm like, send me those Adams pamphlets so I can
Yes.
look at them and study them. So I will make sure that's included in the description. I love you, Dr. Barbara.
I love you
Thank you
more.
so much.
You're
And
welcome.
everybody, let's make this go viral. And as I say every week, you are the creator, editor, script writer, and
Yes.
producer of your own moment, of your own day, of your own week. Make it happen.
Thank you.